Good evening, everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Rameez Khan, and I am a filmmaker and a film critic. And continuing with my trilogy review of Star Wars, original trilogy, only trilogy review of Star Wars, we have The Empire Strikes Back. Let's get on with this.
A big, new, sprawling space adventure in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back. Coming to your galaxy next summer.
Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back takes place 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star. Darth Vader is looking for all the rebels, and all the rebels are on the planet Hoth. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Princess Leia. Princess Leia commands Han Solo and Luke Skywalker on this planet of Hoth. The spirit of Obi-Wan tells Luke to go and seek training from the great Master Yoda. So that's what Luke does for most of the portion of this film. Luke is completely away from the action. He is training with Yoda. By the way, the puppet work on Yoda is fantastic. I mean, I must admit he was a bit more badass as a CG, but this puppet work is absolutely stunning. I just don't know how it got worse in '99 on The Phantom Menace. How did this look like this? I just don't get it. As I was watching The Empire Strikes Back, it struck out to me as to how many films have straight up lifted this element of our protagonist training away from the action, away from the main storyline. You see it in Iron Man 3 and you see it in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. Our protagonists are away from where the real action is happening. An underrated aspect of this act of the film is how great a physical shape Mark Hamill was in. I mean, seriously, look at those guns. Not a lot of people talk about how good of shape he was in this film. And Mark Hamill, I don't know what to say about him. He's fantastic in this film. Again, he is a bit on the nose, but it works for this character. This character is in such an age that he's just now starting to become mature. He's still growing up, so he has to be that annoying, bratty little kid. And it's just perfect writing for Luke's arc. He disobeys Master Yoda's advice, and he goes off hunting for Darth Vader. And Obi-Wan and Yoda know this guy's done the wrong thing. And he did do the wrong thing, as Darth Vader informs him.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
And then the big scene comes. What's intriguing to me is how well this scene still holds up and how impactful it still is when the big thing happened, when Darth Vader says, "No, Luke, I am your father." Everything is so unbelievably perfect, and if you've read the stories as to how they shot it, how they kept it hidden in the script, it's so brilliant. Only I think Mark Hamill and the director knew that Darth Vader was going to say, "I am your father." They changed the script's lines, and only the two actors, Mark Hamill and Darth Vader, knew what to say. And it was absolutely unbelievable. That scene, still, when I saw it, some hair stood up, man. It's so brilliant. And part of that scene's impact is because of the incredible music by John Williams. I think this is John Williams' best piece of music. He has that Darth Vader theme, he has the Star Wars theme, and he has the Imperial March. All awesome music. The other characters get some screen time as well. I love the scene where Han Solo woos Princess Leia just by his words. He says, "Oh, I'm a scoundrel, and you won't like a scoundrel like me." And Princess Leia is so seduced by him. Brilliant writing and amazing acting by Harrison Ford. I love that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes ever. But this is Luke's story, and I'm glad the directors and the screenwriters and the editors of this film chose to stick with Luke for the most time. We saw Luke's pain, we saw Luke in triumph, we saw everything. Awesome stuff. This film is a masterpiece, and I think this film is a template every friggin' film should follow. Every sequel should follow this template. And it's an almost perfect film if you watch it on its own and if you watch it as a series. If you watch it on its own, you still want to see what's going to happen with Luke's story. This film doesn't stop the development of Luke. Luke's character arc is not completely realized yet. Film companies today should know and should do this in their films. They should know when a character and when your film property is hot enough not to develop the character. We see Luke's full character arc in the final film, and it's a stroke of genius. It's perfect. Each film represents a stage of maturity for our main character Luke. He is not a Jedi yet. That was the theme of this film. So yeah, I mean, haven't I said enough? 5 out of 5. This film is a friggin' masterpiece. Go see it. You don't need to see the original Star Wars, although it will help. But see The Empire Strikes Back. See it with your family. This is a wonderful, wonderful film. One of my favorite films of all time. And as usual, people, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of The Empire Strikes Back in the comments below. And of course, remember to subscribe and love yourselves, people. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.